Hey YouTube, welcome back to Unix TCG, and as promised, we are going over the yellow set 4 reveals with another video later today about the Majin Buu archetype breakdown. And on top of that, if you'd like to go the extra mile, on my Patreon, I will be summarizing my past week's worth of testing going into nationals and really giving you guys what I think is the inside track when it comes to deck building and testing to prep for the first national level event. So yeah, links in the description of the Patreon, check that out. It's either going to be coming up tonight or tomorrow morning. And then after that, if you want to go the extra mile, you can always go to my second channel, my general Dragon Ball channel, Universe X, and subscribe. We are this close to 1,000 subscribers, and it would mean the world to me if you went over and checked out the content and gave some support. So that out of the way, let's get into these reveals. Alright, so first card on our list, we have got Bibid. And Bibid is just a 1-cost 5k combo power, 5k power on play. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck and reveal up to 1 card with cost 4 or less in Majin and its special traits, add it to hand, and place the rest at the bottom of their owner's deck in a random order. So this is going to search out pretty much all of your Majin Buus no matter what the form, but it's going to leave out the Double Striker SR that we've seen. Speaking of the Double Striker SR, as per usual with these videos, I will be leaving the cards that we've already seen at the end to kind of go over a did they get help or are they still generally the same once we've seen all the cards we haven't seen. So moving over, the next card is Adasa, and Adasa is a 1-cost 5k combo power blocker that just says when KO'd, switch one of your energy to active mode, and this is during your opponent's turn. This card is not that good. When KO'd on your opponent's turn means you can't force the trigger yourself. You actively have to allow your opponent to swing into it, and it's a 5k blocker with a 1-cost, meaning it's removable by every 1-cost removal and half of the cards in Red's card pool. So we are not about this. Now we're gonna go over to South Supreme Kai. 2-cost, 20k, 5k combo power. When KO'd, opponent's turn, switch up to one of your energy to active mode. So we've got this again. It just seems like they're going for these cards, and I'm not sure if Buu is the place where we're going to be running a lot of defensive extras, but I mean, Vegeta can do its thing. It's just not really a great card. 2-cost 20k means once again it's removable by quite a lot, and so we're not really seeing this card get its worth. Then we got a Vanilla, Grand Supreme Kai. Still had to mention him because he's actually kind of a low-key important guy in the story, even if he's just a vanilla here, and now we're going to skip over him. Then we've got Majin Buu Pure Evil. This is a 2-cost 30k. Wild, that's like Trunks level. And it's a 10k combo power, so this is literally Trunks' stat line for stat 1. But they both have effects where if you attack with them, something's going to happen to them at the end of the turn. That's the motif. This is essentially the same card, except it's themed. Trunks went to the bottom of the deck because you have some bottom deck shenanigans with Time Machine, whereas this is going to KO itself because it's going to allow your leader to see that a Majin is KO'd and then untap itself or untap 1 energy. So that's pretty cool. Then you have got this Majin Buu Evil, 2-cost 20k, 5k combo power, great artwork. On play, add 1 card from your life to your hand, and then when KO, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, switch to rest mode. A little bit of self-awakening just in case your opponent's trying to keep you off awakening or you want to rush to it. Pretty cool that it's in theme and it's a 2-cost, so that's pretty tight. Now, switching your opponent's card to rest mode is pretty neat if you have another card to lock it down, but it's just pretty much that, getting it out of the way. If blockers ever become popular, this card moves a blocker out of the way. Then moving over, we have Vegeta, and this is Vegeta. He's a 2-cost 20k, 5k combo power blocker, and then when he's KO'd, if there's a Majin Buu in a leader area or battle area, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. So this is going to be pretty cool because it's going to work very well with the old leader. And it's also a Wicked Soul, so it can be cheated out by Bibid Spaceship as a blocker that can potentially just rest something. So I think that's actually really neat. Doesn't work with Majin Buu Evil because that's Majin Buu Evil, not Majin Buu. And unfortunately, that just kind of shoots it in the foot for this archetype, but makes some good retro support. Then we have got the 3-cost Majin Buu, 20k power, 10k combo power, active main. Once per turn, KO one of your battle cards. This gains plus 15k power for the turn. Becoming a 35k, that's no stat to scratch at. That is going to be very strong. And you're going to be seeing in the archetype video later that there's a lot of destruction and cards that benefit from being destroyed. So this is one of the outlets, the destruction outlets. The cards are going to allow you to destroy your other cards, and getting a 35k swing it is really good. You're just going to be able to trigger some effects while pushing for mad pressure. Next, we got another 3-cost Majin Buu. This is 20k power, 10k combo power. When KO, draw 1 card. Activate main, KO up to 1 of your battle cards. So this is interesting because he is not only an outlet, he is also ammo. And that means that he has just a dual effect. Doesn't matter whether he's the one doing the destroying or he's getting destroyed, he is going to be putting in work for this archetype. Then you have Bibid, and this is one of the better cards in the deck. He costs 3. He's a 5k combo power, 5k power. On play, if your leader has Majin and its special traits, play up to 1 battle card with 3 or less in Majin and its special traits from your hand. When KO'd, if your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, your opponent discards 1 card from their hand. This card is insane. A 3-cost playing another 3-cost is wild. And yes, you're going -2 from your hand, but at the same time, you'll see later we have some effects that'll cut that minus in half. And what you're going to be able to do with this card playing a Majin card and then being able to be popped is going to be much more detrimental than you losing 1 card in your hand while gaining an attacker. So that's pretty freaking awesome. Then you got Deborah. This is just a vanilla, but he is literally spitting that hot fire. And so like literally this is good. This is a cool looking card. That's all. Really, that's it. Next we've got Shin. Shin is a 3-cost 20k 10k combo power blocker. There's a lot of blockers here. And on play, choose up to 1 of your battle card or your opponent's battle card, switch to rest mode. Very typical yellow effect, but I don't know why there's so many blockers here. This is a draft card. This is like a sealed draft card. And now we actually have some cooler support. That's something we have not seen in quite some time. And with the cooler support, we have got the 3-cost 25k 5k combo power. On play, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. Auto once per turn. When one of your battle cards other than this card is switched to active mode by your cooler leader skill, draw 1 card. So you're essentially refunding the discard that Cooler is going to have. Is this enough to bring Cooler back into the game? I don't really know about that, Chief. However, this is a really cool start, and maybe we'll see a little bit more in the future that allow it to be a leader worth playing again. Because in all honesty, Cooler has a really cool backside. The art is cool, the effect was cool, it's just that we didn't really get a lot of support, and the Ginyu package was better. And after we got out of set 1, where Cooler was like one of the premier aggro decks, it really just kind of fell by the wayside. So that's a little unfortunate, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think this is a great start. This is a cool card, essentially making your leader skill free. And it's once per turn. So realistically, now you can use your leader of skill freely, regardless of what turn it is. But yeah, we'll revisit this in a future video for sure. Then what we have is the Goma card from Daima, and this is a 3-cost 20k 5k combo power. On play, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. When attacking, once per turn, switch this card to active mode. So it's going to be a dual attacker. So three energy for a self-awakening, a card to your hand, and then 2 attacks is actually pretty good value. It's like this card isn't great, but this card just straightforward is a solid card. Then we also have this Vegeta, which is a 5-cost 35k attack, 0 combo power, and then permanent opponent's turn, this card gains plus 15k. So this card is going to be 50k on the opponent's turn, meaning that with a 5 stat, like 5 cost, and 50k on your opponent's turn, Red is going to have a very hard time removing this. They'll have to use multiple effects to get up to here, 2 to 3 depending on the build, and then Black will have to use Bardock or the new Oob to get rid of it. Blue will definitely have to use Absolute Lightning or reduce its effect. Yellow is just not touching this card. Unless you're playing Frieza SCR, yellow is not touching this card. But at the end of your turn, you can pay 1. Choose up to 2 of your opponent's rest mode battle cards that can't switch to active mode during your opponent's turn. And yeah, you lock them down. So that's the cool thing. Like this is actually low-key a boss card. You get to attack with him for 35k. He goes even stronger, so you have to remove him by effect because swinging over 50k is a no-no. And then on top of that, he can lock down 2 cards, essentially doubling down on SR Goku's effect from set 2. If you have both of them on the field, you're going to be in for a great time, never letting your opponent get more than 1 swing off of a bunch of things. Now, real quick, we're gonna go into our sponsorship note. I got a comment a little bit ago saying that I would need to reduce the time of this one, and so we're going to work on a new one. Whether it'll happen before or after Nats, I have to see, because it is a very busy time, but we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. So yeah, stay tuned. All right, y'all, taking a quick moment to shout out the sponsors for this video. First up is Mystic TCG, a store based in Missouri that sells all sorts of TCG product, even more than what you see featured here on this page. They also buy singles, collections, and prize cards, so make sure you actually catch them out in their store in Missouri at an event, or even on their Facebook, just to be able to see the events here, but also ask them what they're up to and what they're looking for in terms of vending. You can also use the code UNIXTCG to get discounts off your pre-orders as well as orders, so make sure you get your TCG product while it's hot. And we're always up to all sorts of things in Universe X, so you can go down the description and check the link tree to find out about my other channels, my Twitch, or any other avenues that I'm creating content on. So with that being said, let's get back to the video. All right, so looking at this next card, we got Frieza Spaceship. 2-cost field, activate main, switch this card to rest mode. If your leader has Frieza's army and its special traits, play up to 1 battle card with a cost of 2 or less in Frieza's army and its special traits from your hand in rest mode. This is really, really cool. You're getting in a lot of effects like this, and if you're playing OG Frieza leader, you're going to be able to untap the card at the end phase. So you could play out something in rest mode and then just untap it later if that is the case. I think that's actually really, really cool. And then if we get a future leader, like a Frieza leader that flips into Golden Frieza, like, you know, maybe, or a Broly, a Dragon Ball Super Broly era Frieza, this card is going to work because he is Frieza's army in that movie, and so you're gonna have probably new Frieza's army cards. You might even have some Brolys or some Paraguses that count as Frieza's army like they did in Masters. So I think that's actually pretty cool that we have effects like this, and adds a little bit of support to a deck that could use it. And then next we have Unsealed Majin, 2-cost, activate main, KO one of your battle cards, the Evil Wizard and his special traits, play up to 1 battle card with a cost of 3 or less in Majin and his special traits from your hand. This makes some really cool combo plays. On 5 energy, you could play Bibid can cheat out of Majin, you can play Unsealed Majin, pop Bibid, make your opponent discard a card, and then play something else. And then that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. Some little combo plays that you can run there, but we'll talk about more about that in the next video for today, the next and final video for today on YouTube, which is the Majin Buu archetype breakdown. Next, we've got the Humanity's Destruction, just 2-cost, activate main, choose all rest mode battle cards that cost 2 or less and KO them. We're gonna keep it a buck with you. There's no way you play this over Final Explosion. Final Explosion will tap those 2 drops and kill up to 4 drops. And so it's just a superior card. This kind of filler, maybe used in sealed draft, but yeah, very filler wise. And now we're on to cards that we've already seen before. You've got this Hercule that's just a cantrip. He's just another cantrip. It's good when colors get cantrips because then you have more cards to work with. You've got this B. B is a 1-cost 5k combo power blocker on KO. Choose one of your battle cards with Majin and special traits gain plus 5k power. Don't think it's usable. Can't be searched out. Very narrow, and it's restrictive on what it gives the power to. No thank you. But we do have Hercule and B being a little cool 1-2 punch of 1-drops that can support Majin Buu. We dig that. Next, you got Majin Buu Kid. This is like, yes. The answer is yes. This card got helped tremendously. This card definitely got supported by everything we saw. Yeah, there's a lot. This card is so good in the deck, and we're starting to see how it shapes up, and I can't wait to show you guys the next video so you can really see how it pops off. Then we got Majin Buu Evil. Again, yes, this card plus Bibid is stupid. Playing Bibid and then playing this card and then swinging with your leader and then popping Bibid with this card to draw 1. Discard 2 from your hand if your opponent's at 7 cards. And then being able to swing with your leader again. And you drew 1 too. So you really only minus 1 card. But since you swung with your leader, technically your hand did not change. You got a card from your leader, you're gonna get a card from this. You played Bibid and this out of your hand. So you went out of 2 out of your hand, you went up 2. So you broke even, made your opponent discard 2, and you attacked 3 times. Yeah, no. This is great value. Then you've got Majin Buu Kid. Once again, he also gained a lot of value being able to play Bibid from your hand. This card playing Bibid and then playing the SR is again very dangerous, or even playing the 30k is very dangerous. So yeah, this card definitely, like, you see a lot of cards get pulled together because of just the cards that we've got, mainly Bibid being revealed. Then you get the super combo. It's a super combo. It's still not searchable, so it didn't really gain any help from the spoilers or from the reveals. And then last but not least, you have got Blind Spot Absorption. And Blind Spot Absorption, it was already going to be a decent card. not great, but decent. And it didn't really change now that we have the full reveals. It's still the same card. So yeah, that's what we got there. And Yellow gave a little bit of everything. We got support to every single leader that came out. We got support to OG Frieza. We got support to Cooler. We got support to Vegeta. We got support to Majin Buu and Bibid. The only leader that did not really get support was Ginyu, but even in Ginyu, Frieza's shit works for Ginyu because it just requires a leader with Frieza's army and its types. So yeah, Yellow is the rare case that every single leader that's been printed has gotten support in this set. And they released Majin Buu, Super Buu's archetype that gains a very, very aggressive way, combo-oriented way, fun way to play Yellow. So I think that we're in a pretty good space. Yellow may not be a favored color going into Nationals, but I do think that it gains some spice, and you do need to know how to play against Majin Buu because Majin Buu has surprising burst potential. And with that being said, I'm gonna leave you guys for now. Make sure you stay with your notifications on because we will be dropping the Majin Buu archetype breakdown later tonight. And then tomorrow we're coming out with even more videos. So yeah, the road to prepping for Nats is here. Make sure you go on the Patreon and check that out because we're gonna be dropping lots of content on there as well. Now that we're finishing out the reveals like videos and whatnot, and we're gonna be dropping more hard-hitting videos on both the channel and some really, really deep competitive dives on the Patreon. So with that being said, I'll see you guys later. Check out the next video.